Morning, everybody, and once again, welcome back into this class. Day number 24 of our class. And from today, we are going to be start a new or the second part or the last part of this training that's called the CSDM, Common Service Data Model. Few things we are going to follow the latest version of the CSDM, that is version 5.0. Some places we refer to the 4.0 as well. We try to be do practical as and when and where required, but might be first 2 3 days it is more on the fundamental part, on the theoretical part. Okay, so if you want to sleep in between, please don't sleep. Okay, so we'll make it interactive. We'll see some kind of real time real life examples as well to build this concept all around, and I will be using my slides. Along with that, at some of the places we will refer the standard CSDM documentation as well. Okay, which is like a CSDM 5.0 white paper given by ServiceNow itself. We will refer that in few of the not the few, but definitely a lot of the places, because that is a standard and authorized place for us to be referred. ठीक है जी, चलिए, let's start then. So we'll start from here. This one. So common service data model, the name is very big, and the same it's go with the definitions as well. What it says and why it is be required. What is the problem statement that ServiceNow think, no, we need to be get something like CSDM on the place. The problem came that I, as a service provider, providing services to multiple departments. I am an IT department. I provide services to the HR, finance, legal, facility, a lot of places I provide the services. But at the end, it is difficult for me to see the overall picture of my service. Is it good, bad, or how I can say that it, or how I can measure that? Actually, I can say that my service is good and teams are appreciating it. Okay. So around this side, the problem statement come in the picture here. The problem was that if I am providing a services to the other departments, customers, then how I can make a single report to see the overall picture of my service. And to solve this problem, people come together and started the discussion. The first question, the first problem is that everybody was saying that, okay, service means X, service means Y, service means Z. If I ask Vishal, what is tea? Vishal says, tea is a hot beverage which we can consume in daytime or in the evening time. It is more good when we do or when we consume it during the rainy season. I ask Lata, tea is not a hot beverage. It's just a kind of a beverage for us, which we only consume in the morning time. Now, single tea has a multiple definitions. As per the people, definition get changed. Vishal in India, so he's thinking tea from India perspective. Lata and Lalit are in US or Canada. They're considering tea is a different perspective. So the first question comes that everybody's evaluating, everybody's using their own definition of the services. And if I as a customer, sorry, I as a service provider giving multiple services to my customer, then how to be get the reporting? Because same service will be used in ITSM, same service is going to be used in the ITBM, the same service is going to be used in the ITOM. Then how to be report that? That is the only fundamental. That is the only problem statement, which is the, I can say, route to get the CSDM in the picture. So if you see, discuss reporting and having a simple model across our model suites. Ki how to report the different services and how to make a standard data model. So in knowledge 17, it is knowledge 26 now, so almost like 9 years before, people sit together and discuss this problem statement. Okay. And then it came that we need some kind of mechanism, some kind of a concept, some kind of a platform, some kind of a code, some kind of a tool, some kind of a reporting, some kind of a exe file, something we need which can help us to provide our services as a standard across the platform. Then the CSDM come in the picture. Okay. Approximately 9 years before this concept come in the picture. Just keep this part in the mind as of now. We'll go and unfold the pages to go more in the deep dive. But question come that what is the CSDM actually? Is it a code? It is a exe file. It is a set of module. It is a dashboard. It is a report. What the CSDM picture look like at overall? And in the slides, what you're seeing is a standard words given by ServiceNow. So I refer few of the things, as I said, I am referring to the white paper as well. So let me stop sharing for a minute and we'll open that white paper as well and then show you CSDM here. Well, let me share my screen now. So this is what we are referring. CSDM 5 white paper. Okay. So we're talking about here. And you can easily download this paper. Okay, so it says, what is CSDM? CSDM is not any install file. CSDM is not a kind of a implementation guide. Or neither we consider this as a set of report or automatic fix. If you put, your things will be working fine. It is not like that. Java का code नहीं है, script नहीं है, set of reports नहीं है. If you settle, we have a CSDM dashboard. Is it the fine? No. CSDM is best practices. CSDM is a standard definitions. and CSDM is build a service model together. We'll justify these points. So what the ITL means? ITL says that it is a set of best practices. If you use, you will be benefited. If you not use, you can still run your business, but might be not able to optimize it. And for the same, you can, ITL says use the ITL best practices. And because it is platform, service as a platform, and CSDM is one part of that platform. So it says if you're not using CSDM, then you are increasing your technical debt and also incompatibility with the future products. What this mean? Technical debt means you're doing unnecessary coding, unnecessary, even though it's not a coding, unnecessary logics, you're building it, which might, which possibly can be covered by the CSDM. And now ServiceNow coming up with a lot of products as well, and it is using the base as a service. So if one portion is missing, you will not able to use the future products 100% in the way it has been designed. ठीक. Then ServiceNow say, okay, what is the meaning of the CSDM 5 now? इसको थोड़ा सा होल्ड करते हैं, आगे चलेंगे. We'll cover these points automatically. So this is what we discuss here. What is CSDM not? ठीक. ये 63 पेजेस का पूरा कंसेप्ट है. ठीक है. So if you see this part, how did we get there? CSDM started a grassroots of a collaboration between ITBM, ITOM, and ITSM products to provide a guidance to the customer on what common data model across products like this we should go for the reporting. That how my ITBM, my SPM, my ITOM, my ITSM products work together as a one in the one thread. Because ITBM says, SPM says, I have my own data model. ITOM says, I have my own data model. ITSM says, I have my own data model. Different data models in a single platform will not work. So the need was to bring it together. And then it has been started the discussion. And it is mainly started in the 2017. 9 years back. Okay. Now the question comes, what does actually CSDM mean? You are saying CSDM, what that definition mean here? So CSDM stands for the two terms, CS and DM. So we're talking about this thing now. Common service and data model. It says a standard and shared set of service related definition, standard and shared set of service related definition across the products, which you can give it to reporting. Why it's use the word standard? Unless the definition of a concept is not standard across the platform, it will be not helpful for me. Example, my son go to school and sometimes he says, Dad, I will take the school dinner. When we initially came in UK, he got admission at school, and school teacher said that we provide a school dinner. I said, school dinner, but why? School over by 3:30, and why provide the dinner? What does that mean? Then we came to know that school dinner means the food they provide in the lunchtime to the kids. We call it the lunch. They call it the dinner. So the problem is there. There is no standard definition. For us, as an Indian, dinner means the food which we take after 6 or 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, or which you take in the night is called the dinner. Lunch, which you take after 12 o'clock between 2 or 2:30 is lunch. Breakfast, which you take in the morning, like 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock. So first we have to make sure that if I want to be provided a feedback on the school dinner, I should understand that what is the definition of the dinner here means. In the same manner, if I as a service provider providing services to my customer, it should be standard definition for anyone or everyone who is. So if I say, okay, Atul Grover providing training as a service. So either I provide this service to the US people, either provide this service to India people, to Europe, to EMEA or any other region, I have a standard definition of the training. Training means it is a class where I share my knowledge and experience within the limited time frame of 1 hour daily, Monday to Friday. Now this is standard definition and it is applicable in all my batches in the same words. That is the common service because it is going to be shared. It is not only applicable for India, it is applicable for US, Canada, everywhere which I'm going to work. And now I can easily report on that. Because if the definition is standard, then I can report it. That how it's performing in the US, how it's performing in India, how it's performing this in Middle East. That is the first part of CSDM. Now the second part, data model. It's a modeling. Means how we can store or how we can build a way to store this information at one place. That is the data model. It is a platform framework used across all the products that will enable and support multiple configuration strategy. In the initial days, in the early days, I can say, we have a concept called a joint family. What that mean? Where you stay with your parents and your grandparents and your uncle or chacha in a one big house, everybody staying together. That is common service, a standard definition. How to be stay? That is data model. Everybody has its own room and one common kitchen. That is your data model, so that you can store this information in a format. So either this joint family shifted from X place to Y place, they will behave the same manner, because we are saying it's a data model. Or someone say, hey, I want to build a joint family like you. Okay, you can use the concept of the data model what we have. Take a big house, build 6 or 7 rooms there, one common room, one common kitchen, big kitchen. That's what the data model says here. Okay. So this is the basic definition of the CS and DM. In the white paper, they're still saying it's a data structure. But in the latest, what I saw or what I listened into one of the video, they say platform framework. That's fine for us. It's still serving the same meaning. Okay, ji? Doubt, question.
Does the
Anybody?
slider, yeah, does the slider, actually mean CMDB or it's should be CSDM? How do we get here?
CSDM. This is intentionally they put as a DB. It is a DM. How to be get there is the next part.
So on the CSDM, uh, ServiceNow recommends it, but it's not mandatory that we follow. Is that a true statement?
I will say, even though now they're not say don't follow, they say please follow. Either you're a big provider, either small provider, you must follow the CSDM. Even though it is the best set of best practice, nice to have. But my experience says, because we are working with the clients day in, day out, it is now must to have. At least the basics you must have. Either you're a very big customer, either small customer. If you're providing services, then you must have this concept. Like, I'm working for one of the big client. Initially, when we started, they said, no, we don't want to go for CSDB immediate basis. I said, no, it is wrong. You're thinking this is the time to be start now, because you're just starting implementation. Now they agree, and we're working on the CSDM part. We're telling them what is service offering, application, business, everything we're telling them. Nice to have was there at least for 2-3 years back, but now it is kind of a must to have. This is what I see in my experiences.
And
Kapil,
my
did you?
follow up,
Sorry, Lalit, go ahead, please.
yeah. So what you're seeing, as you said, is it usually the bigger clients, or because my experience has been any project I've been, none of them have CSDM, and for them this is a black box,
No,
not really required, is what I've seen.
I'll give you answer from the consulting perspective. If you're saying that none of your customer having this, it is a wrong statement. They have, but they don't know that how to be called this as a CSDM. That's what the problem here. So if I say, okay, you're working for a client and they are providing services for the email. Let's say, take an example of Microsoft. Microsoft saying, I'm providing services of the email, I'm providing service of the printing. Okay. But they're not calling this as a services. They're saying, Are in market, I have this opportunity or this offer to my customer that they can print, they can use my tools for the printing. Technically, they're talking about the services. So if you as a consultant think that they don't have, it means you or me as a consultant did not done our homework completely. At current point of time, every customer has CSDM in the place who is providing services to anybody else. They have, might be they have just one service, might be two services, but they have. So you have to be see, you have to be ask them, okay, boss, tell me what is your portfolio, what is your company portfolio, in which area you work. Lalit, I work in the implementation of Java. I work in the maintenance of .NET, and I work in the deployment of Oracle. These three are nothing but these are services. Deployment service, maintenance service, you have services on the place. The only thing is that you're not using the word service because you're not aware about that what is service mean here. Now you have to come in the picture and say, no. This is not you're giving to the customer. These are services you're offering to them. And then you have to bring the definition of the service in the picture. That isn't the first point. It says standard terms and definitions. Because your thinking and the customer thinking is separate here. If you bring on the same place, no, boss, you're doing implementation, you have a client for the implementation. You are giving implementation as service. Recently, I read some article or might be some post on the LinkedIn. They're saying AI as a teammate. As a teammate. Wow. Till yesterday, it was just a technology. Now people said AI is a teammate. See, the concept has been changed immediately. If 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 I say that, let me see. Let me show you some basic concept here. Is it here? Here. Yes, this is what I use. Cloud computing. Everybody know. Three type of pictures. S, PaaS, IS. Application as a service, platform as a service, infra as a service. See, as a service, if someone says that I'm providing this platform, you're giving a service, nothing else. The only thing is that because you are not aware, so that you're not able to understand, you're not able to tell to the client that you are using services. Let's bring it, let's categorize, let's standardize. Because I know before CSDM come in the picture, CMDB was the key maker in CMD in the ServiceNow. But when the CSDM come in the picture, CMDB is a little bit far. If I show you this image, here the CMDB exists now. This is 5.0. If I show you the 4.0, you will understand more. ये 4.0 का white paper है. See. देखो ये रहा. This is your CMDB.
Oh, my understanding was the whole CSDM
Mhm.
framework is implemented using CMDB.
Now, CMDB is supporting this part. So when we go for discussion of 5.0, then you will come to know that how I can say that this is going to be a kind of a component supporting these services. So that that is I said that in the upcoming days we are going to be unfold the pages to understand that where the CMDB and where the CSDM and how they related with each other. If you remember yesterday when we were discussing about this topic of the data foundation, if I bring it back here, here voila. See what it say. The ServiceNow CMDB CSM Data Foundation dashboard provides a essential tool for monitoring, managing, optimizing the data quality and structure of your CMDB according to CSDM standards. They're not saying that they are the two different part. They're the two different products. They are like brothers. If I hide CSDM, CMDB alone cannot work. If I remove CMDB, CSDM cannot work alone. If you are sitting in this class, who is supporting in the background? Tell me, who is supporting in the background? Atul,
Microsoft
nobody.
Teams.
That is the one part. If you're sitting at the midnight 12 o'clock in your room where your family is sleeping now, who is supporting you? Your family is supporting you. Because if they allow you to go and study, so they are our CMDB components. They are my CIs. They are supporting me in the background to get a service of training, to get a service of learning. So, a bottom line, if any customer providing any services to their customers, they use a CSDM in the picture. They don't know, it's our fault. Because generally, I give this example and I quote this in number of places as well. If any company hire you for their work or the service now, what does mean? Why they listen to you? Because they think, they assume, they understand, they're confident that you are expert in this domain. And what you will say to them, they follow, they listen. You have a knowledge of service now, they don't have a knowledge. In one of my client recently, so we are implementing the knowledge management for them. Even though it's a very big one, but we're implementing the knowledge management. They're going live on the knowledge management. And they're going to be for the service portal redesign as well. So in the demo, when I show them that what is the knowledge management, okay, that you can go and create a knowledge base, you can knowledge articles, user criteria, categories, subcategories. They said, okay. Then one of the head of that particular project, he asked me, Atul, you're working with this in this project with us and you're expert in this area. Now give me the best practices to implement the knowledge base or the knowledge management. I said, okay. I said, use a standard naming convention for the knowledge base. Second, You need to be identify that who is the best person who has understanding of the knowledge management in your company. Third, don't allow author to create a categories in the knowledge management. You create standard categories and people will use that. And they take my words, they work at their side and they come back with this data now. Because we are expert. There are multiple places customers say, no, I want this thing, where they don't know that if today they want to be get a new field, that is going to be technical debt for them, heavy portion for them. So again, if I will conclude, not nice to have now, it's must to have now. Clear, Lalit?
Yeah, it's clear, but can I ask a follow-up question?
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go
Right.
ahead.
See, you know, I understand that based on the data, we know that CSDM is implemented, but how do we know if a particular customer has implemented CSDM?
How we know?
Uh-huh.
Good. Go and check their ServiceNow tables. Do they have any data there in the services, in the business service, in the technical service? Do you have any data there? I work for one of the biggest telecom client in UK, and for them, I was just working for the change management, only change management. I was the BPC for the change management team only. They say we have a CSDM, we have implemented CSDM, we're using CSDM for the last 4 years, 5 years. I said okay. When I got access for the instance, they have no record at all in their service table. I said, where's the CSDM? You're saying you're using CSDM. No, to see we have this CI, that CI. I said, no, that is not the CSDM. That is only the CMDB. So there's no data, no records. So it means they're not using the CSDM. The only thing, their definition is a little different, which my definition is there. So they're considering CMDB as a CSDM only. But CSDM is different than the CMDB. ठीक है जी? So that is the way that you have to find out. And again, CSDM is more on the, what I can say, discussion process, less on the technical. More you poke, more you clear, more you ask, more you will get the updates from the customer. Clear, Lilith, now?
Yeah, this is clear. Thank you so much.
Good. No problem. Vishal, go ahead.
I think, I forgot the question.
No problem. Multiple time it will happen now. Okay, so this is what the CSDM says. Now, the CSDM started, as I say, in the 2017. Very old concept. But in the recent years, the latest one, like in 2023, 24, 22nd, this start getting in the limelight and people start using it. Companies start using it. So we are on the CSDM 5 now. And there was a time when it was just CSDM 1. So they start with V1, V2, V3, V4, and now this they call as a 5 only. Multiple things they have changed. If you can see here the small one, they just have a kind of an application service offering. There was no concept of domains. But in the 2, they built domains, design, build, and sell. In 3, they bring the 4th domain, foundation data. In the four, they bring the fourth domain, one more domain called the build, your automation, your DevOps. In the fifth, they bring idea, strategy as well. And few more concepts they bring in the picture. And what I heard that now ServiceNow coming with the six as well. The picture you are able to see here. This is very, 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 very idle picture. And even though ServiceNow say this thing, to implement every component of this picture for a customer is an ideal situation. For my customer, when we start using the implementing this for the 4.0, we just have one component here, one component here, and one component here. That's all. Because it is set up best practice, not a code. So this is what the journey started of the CSDM, and release by release, ServiceNow increase the scope, bring up the tables, bring up the features, products together, and they work it. I have one dedicated video on my YouTube channel, which I created approximately two years back, which will tell you that what is the difference came from 1 to 4, 5 now. So if you want, you can watch that video. It will be helpful to get basic understanding. Now, CSDM can be used in these places, and say it is not the CSDM only, CMDB as well, because they link with each other. Either you are a part of ITOM, you're a part of ITAM, CSM, DevOps, anywhere and everywhere you can use the CSDM to drive the results. Where it fit in the overall platform. We see this image earlier as well, means something similar image we see that ServiceNow products are there. So I'm referring to this one. This one I'm referring. This is your CSDM. So either you are using CSM, either technology, ITSM, ITOM, ITBM, either using the HRSD, either using the integrated risk management. This is a core here. And this is ServiceNow product. So ServiceNow called it the Now platform. To little bit more make it easy. This is what is your CSDM part here. Single and reusable data model. A joint home where any family can come and stay. Or if I come back here, this is your CSDM in the middle, so that everybody can use it. Employee, executive, CSM, ITOM, asset, anybody can use it. Number of ways to be represent this, nothing else, just to give you understanding that it is not only for one team, it is for whole platform. This is what we're discussing. So now if I come to my latest image, and if you notice that we started with the slide number 0 and now we reach on the slide number 140 as well here. This one, single data model. And that is whether it is outside this box. So any of these workflow a customer want to purchase, they will using CSDM data model or single data model or unified single and unified data model. So this is a base. Another in one of my projects which I'm working currently, they have more than 150 services. Can you imagine? And now we're working on the realignment because they think the category which appear in an incident is also a service, and they make it. By doing this stuff, they reach a count of 150 plus services now because they did not understand the definition of the service. So I asked them, let's work together, let's realign together, get a data dump, understand that what is the meaning of the service, delete or categorize the right of services here, service offering, and then we'll remove the data and make it a fresh implementation or the clear implementation for this one. The reason being why there's a misunderstanding, because there's a no standard definitions. This is one of the founding principle of CSDM. Yes, there are foundation principles are there, which says that why this concept come in the picture. Sorry, why this concept come in the picture, and if you want to be use it, you have to follow these particular rules. So it is be there. We talk about the technical depth. To be frank, this is very fancy word in the market nowadays. Very fancy word. I'm not sure that how many of you have a kid of age like 9, 10, 12, 13, 14 years. Means not fully adult, but kind of a teenagers. They're using a slang. So that they see somewhere in the Instagram or somewhere 6-7. They call it like 6-7, something like that. So my son was using it. I said, what is that? That it is a way that people say that you are confused. And now he's using a new thing, 41 or 40, 46, 47 or 43, 42, something like that. The purpose is that sometimes to give understanding to the customer, fancy words are important. Till the time people say it's a customization. And now people say it's a technical depth. Because depth means you have to pay. You have to pay. So if you're doing anything which is not as per the standard of ServiceNow, and you are building any solution, then it can be considered as a technical debt. Creating a new table in ServiceNow, creating a new field in ServiceNow, it is considered as a technical debt. Why? Because later on you have to be maintain that. And it is your customized table. So ServiceNow say, I don't provide any support on the customized solution because I don't know that what you're using it. I can support only out of the box solutions. So a definition says this is a cost of the rework and what work which you done earlier by bypassing the principles, the fundamental rules. And now to fix that, you're you're having a technical debt. You have to put the cost for the same. This is very, very fancy word nowadays. And I hear the cases, even though I work with one of the customer, a fully customized solution, fully incident change problem, everything is fully customized. Atul, we need 5-level approval, we need this field, that field. And now they're reverting back to the completely out of the box because it is getting hard for them to be maintained because it is a platform. You purchase it. It is not a website which you build by your own. Then you can do anything because it is you who will be taking care, who's the owning, who is the manager, who's the creator of this particular website. You can do X, Y, Z, but service now we purchase. We paying it to get that service. So customer need to make sure that if they want to do anything which is not out of the box available and which required to create kind of a new field, new table, new APIs, then it is considered as a technical debt. And in the CMDB CSDM concept, might be they're not using the right tables. They're creating unnecessary or unrequired or undefined relationships. Not using the right classes in your CIs. Not having the right foundation data. Completeness, correctness. Not using the end of the life. I have an office in X location. I close the office, but location is still active in my database. Wrong foundation data. And due to these things, you're paying more. Your deployments are getting delayed. And then you're saying that I'm not getting the right or good ROI from the platform. Because first you did not understand the basics. You build, you build, you build, you build, you build. And now you're saying I'm not able to use, I'm not able to do. It's difficult. So whenever anybody say, I want to customize this, the first point, we as a consultant answer, okay, customization, do it. But remember, it might create a problem in the upgrades. Second, you might not get the solution from ServiceNow support, and this is a custom solution. Clear till this point?
One question in here, right?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, you were talking about the location, right, which was
Mhm.
closed and it is still active.
Mhm.
Now, I was just going through the location table as such, and possibly the status for it. It is, probably few statuses there. But if I have a location and which I have rented out, for such cases, should I possibly add the custom attribute there as rented?
It depends on what type of business you are doing when you say rent it. Are you dealing or are you working in the this one, what I can say, builder management kind of things?
Yeah, maybe on a real estate kind of.
Real estate, then it is your asset. Then you can say yes, it's sent it out. So we have to be see that how to be track that part.
Mm.
Might be on loan, you're giving to someone on loan, or might be you giving this land to some company to put a tower. So it is not that I'm saying that we have to build a custom build. The point is that uh, if these things are happening, are you updating your records or not? If you ask me as a personal thoughts, there are two things matter. One is a platform. Second is the actual platform we're using just to maintain our records. But actually, is that exist? Is that this that component exists or not? Is physical checks. I'm not sure that if anybody has watched the web series called Jamna Par, a good one. That a guy becomes CA and he stuck in one of those spam scam where he's seeing in the paper in the balance sheet he see that his customer purchased some land and they called it their headquarters there, but actually that land was just a garbage place. So if you are rented out, it is your responsibility as a foundation data manager to make sure that that record should get updated in the right place. Absolute, on lease, on prime, on rent, what we have. So we definitely we can add the choices as and when required. But point that it should be same or reflect the actual picture. So someone says in the change management, hey, my change got failed. Shall I back out? What should I do? You can back out. People says, okay, I go to the change management, I put as a change failed. But if your change failed, are you actually taking out the files which you deployed in the production by that change? No, we are keeping it as it is. It means on the paper you're saying it's a failed, but your actual component still exists in the instance. Vishal joined a new company and he requested for a laptop. Request is IT team approved. Go to the this thing facility team. Sorry, to the configuration team. They pick up the laptop. They start configuring Vishal name, Vishal IDs, and everything. Unfortunately, Vishal left the company in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. He left the company. Now, what about that request? Simple. Atul, go and cancel the request. Right? What about the work which they have done on the laptop? Setting up Vishal ID. Is that also removed? No, because if tomorrow someone raises a new request, we will just override that configuration and give to that particular person. So in the paper, you're saying I cancelled it, but actually you did not do the cancellation work in the real life because sometimes process and technology work like that only. Although I can say process technology and the real work like that only. क्यों remove करना? If tomorrow someone asks, I'll just put a new Windows and ready. So point is that if we are not updating your data correctly, you're not able to get the right picture. Asset बेच दिया, you have already sold out the asset, and you're seeing your CI/CD operational. How this possible? You're not owning that asset at all. It's sold, donated. Then how your CI can be operational? These are the loopholes. These are the problems. These are data issue in the data level. So we have to be make sure that, and there isn't, if you see here, one more thing I show you. कहाँ गया picture? ये रहा. अरे भाई कहाँ रखते हैं मेरा पिक्चर? देखो एक मिनट जरा. 166. ये देखो. In every box you find some actors. ये इनका काम ही यही है. They are responsible for this particular stuff. This is responsible for this particular stuff. This is responsible for this particular stuff. So we'll discuss that. Who is these guys? ठीक है विशाल, clear what doubt?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Cool. Any other doubt question?
This is a framework and everything, right? Is there a step-by-step implementation guide that,
Yes, we will do.
and does it change from client to client based on installations?
नहीं. That I will not recommend, and neither it can change. If you remember in this in the CSDM dashboard, let me show you something here. This is a concept we see: foundation, crawl, walk, run, and fly. If you not in the management, this way. These 5 points are there: foundation, crawl, walk, run, and fly. ServiceNow say, I know this is a very big picture. This is a very huge implementation. And I don't recommend to start everything in one go. They divided this journey from here to complete this in the 5 sections: foundation, crawl, walk, run, and fly. What you want to do in the foundation, what you should do in the foundation. The kids not starting flying when they're born. They just start rolling their tummy to the one side to the side. Then they start crawling it when they get their hand and legs in a stable format. Then they start walking it, running and then flying. So same maturity model work here as well. So ServiceNow tell you that, okay, in crawl, what I'm referring, what should you do? In fly, what should do? Then you can do it this part. So this does not change from client to client. This is ServiceNow CSDM implementation methodology. And even not the CSDM, they're using this concept that crawl, walk, run, and fly in almost every module, every product. ITSM, ITOM, event management, discovery. Discovery is too huge. So ITOM is, so service mapping is not at the first point. Service mapping come at the crawling part, or might be a little later. Let's set up the discovery at least. See what is you're getting. Then bring the service mapping. When you mature, then bring it. So this is also part of this white paper only. Crawl, walk, run, and fly. And we will discuss in our session. Clear, Lilith?
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you so much.
No problem. Okay, I guess someone also raised hand. Yes, Anushi, go ahead, please.
Atul, my question is related to location life cycle stage or life cycle status that I was discussing day before
Yes.
yesterday. Yeah. So I actually need to troubleshoot or understand the potential scenarios where location life cycle stage and status is not populating on production instance and it is working fine on lower instance.
See, technically it should work. Number one part. Just check that is any other plugin has been installed, which is not in production but in the dev. It's all
The,
about troubleshooting.
Mhm. The
Or
plugin is in.
might
I want to understand about there's one plugin called CSDM activation. So CSDM activation, is that a parent plugin that should be installed? Because there are CMDB, CSDM support. There's one plugin which is installed, and the other plugin is CSDM Data Foundation Dashboard.
dashboard is separate. That's not what indicate technical CSDM support.
So this
Is
is
this
one
plugin?
plugin which is not installed on production.
See, to be frank with you, when I purchased this, I got this PDI Zurich PDI. I did not install any plugin. Only plugin which I installed, which we discussed in the class. So this is already installed for me. Okay,
Okay.
might be this can be the reason. If we can see anything called created logs.
Because these two fields are coming from an import, IDM import. So I'm just trying to understand what could
Might
be
be.
the possible
Be- be-
scenarios.
because when I showed you, I did not activate any plugin at all. So
Mhm.
it might be this plugin only. If not, then better be log a case with ServiceNow support.
Okay.
Because I was trying to be see that is anything mentioned as life cycle here. If I can search in this, but it's not giving me anything here. In logs, it's not showing anything. Neither they have mentioned anything in
Hmm.
the version detail that what this should include. Might be this can be the reason. Might be.
Okay. Okay.
So try to be install this and then go ahead for this one.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
Okay, cool. Chili, let's take a break now. I'm stop the recording.